Yeah, hi there, Preetha. This is Michael from the 7-step system to pass the TOEFL IBT. And we get this just right here. Okay, so you just sent me of 3 different score reports of your TOEFL IBT. And let me check the email here. So you really want to pay attention to the speaking section. And you want to focus on that and get that score over 26 points. All right, so let's take a look at the report that you sent me. I'm going to take some notes really fast. So we have, let me draw kind of a column here. So we have reading, we have listening, we have speaking, and we have writing, right? So, and then we have, let's say we have test 1. We have test 2, and we have test 3. Okay, so test 1, we have reading 23, listening 25, speaking 24, writing 28. Wow. All right, let's take a look at the next one. I'm going to go back and look at the speaking specifically each time, and then we'll see what kind of conclusions we can draw based on your report. The report is very useful, though. You know what you're doing here. Unfortunately, you've had to take this thing 3 times. You know how much money that is? That's like almost $500 on one test. Somebody's getting a lot of money here. Okay, the next test, you have 26 on the reading. You have 23 on the listening, 23 on the speaking. You have 25 on the writing, so still the writing is strong. You're over 24 points every time. All right, let's go to test number 3. See what we have. Okay, so test number 3, we have 21 points on the listening. No, wait a minute. We have 21 points on the reading. We have 27 points on the listening. We have 23 points on the speaking. We have 27 points on the writing. All right? Okay, now let's go back to test number 1 and go specifically to the speaking section and see what kinds of comments the score report is giving you. All right, so familiar topics, you were 3.5 to 4.0. So really, really strong there. So your speech is clear and fluent. Vocabulary, grammar effective with only minor errors. Well developed and expressed coherently. Wow. So you have a good organization of ideas. So we don't need to worry about that too much. Okay, speaking about campus situations. 2.5 to 4.0 here. It says you can convey relevant information about conversations, newspaper articles, campus bulletins. However, some details are missing or inaccurate. Limitations of grammar, vocabulary, and pronunciation at times cause difficulty for the listener. So the campus situations they're talking about, I think it's speaking task number 3 and speaking task number 5, 2.5 to 3.0. It's weird here, Preetha. To me, that's the easiest. The campus situations, the vocabulary is not that bad, but for some reason it's killing you. So you're having some problems maybe paraphrasing and trying to re-explain somebody else's ideas. And maybe grammatically you might be having some problems with what's called reported speech or paraphrasing. Okay, the next one, speaking about academic content, my goodness, you got 3.5 out of 4. So you did really well on this one. It says your speech is mostly clear and fluent. You can use appropriate vocabulary and grammar. You can talk about key information and relevant details with only minor inaccuracies. My goodness. 3.5 out of 4. So far we have the independent speaking tasks on your first test, very strong. The campus-related ones is terrible, at least in your case, and then the academic type tasks, very strong. Okay, let's go to the second one, test number 2. What does this one tell us? Okay, now let me go back and check the YouTube video here. I'm going to run out here in about 15 minutes. Okay, I got 10 minutes. I got plenty of time here. Let me go back. Okay, so with the second speaking test that you took, again, you had 3.5 out of 4 on your independent speaking task, familiar topics, perfect. Wow. Okay, campus situations, not good again. There's a pattern going on here. So we're starting to find some things going on here. So again, it says limitations of grammar, vocabulary, and pronunciation at times cause difficulty for the listener. However, they do not seriously interfere with overall communication. But this time, you did not do so well. Let me write this down. So 3.5 to 4, so 2.5 to 3.0 on the campus-related ones, and also 2.5 to 3.0 on the academic ones. So it says here, your speech is clear, easy to understand. However, some problems with intonation and pronunciation may cause difficulty. Your use of grammar and vocabulary is adequate to talk about the topics, but some ideas are not fully developed or inaccurate. So now we have something there. So in this case, we have problems with the all integrated speaking tasks. Integrated speaking tasks 3 through 6, right? On your first speaking test, you did well on everything except maybe speaking task number 3 and 5. Okay, let's go to your third practice test and see what we can find here. So on your third one, again, you got 23 on the speaking. Now wait a minute. Wow. So on this one, you didn't do so well on all of them. So you had, on the third speaking test, you had 2.5 to 3 on your independent speaking tasks. It says here, you can talk about personal experiences in mostly clear and coherent manner, which means you could have pronounced things a little clearer, or you could have been a little more organized. Grammar and vocabulary is somewhat limited and includes some errors. At times, limitations prevent you from elaborating fully on your ideas, but they do not seriously interfere with your overall communication. Okay, then the next set of campus-related speaking tasks, you got 2.5 to 3.0. So here you you're missing some details, or you have inaccurate information. You have limitations of grammar, vocabulary, and pronunciation cause difficulty for the listener. However, they do not seriously interfere with overall communication. And the academic non-campus related speaking tasks, you got again 2.5 to 3. So on this third speaking test, you didn't do well really on any one of them, right? So you have, when I say not doing well though, don't get me wrong here, you're doing a pretty good job here. A lot of students would be happy with 23. However, if you want to be a pharmacist, a doctor, a nurse, a physical therapist, if you need English for one of these types of professions, you obviously need 26. So we know that we need to push you to do higher there. So on the academic one, it says your use of grammar vocabulary is adequate, but some ideas are not fully developed or are inaccurate. Okay, so overall, in terms of the analysis, let's see if we can come up with some general ideas and some things for you. I want you to do this, Preetha, when you do a practice test, think about the score report and some of these ideas. And I will also be scoring you from 1, 2, 3, and 4. And I'll give you an idea if you're 2.5 to 3 or you're 3 or 3 to 3.5 or 3.5 to 4. I will give you an idea where you are in those areas so you can compare yourself. But generally, if you get higher than 3.5 on all your speaking tasks, you're going to be higher than 26, right? So that's kind of what you want to do here. So the first 2 speaking tests, you did really well on the independent speaking task, but maybe on the 3rd test you took, you just didn't like the questions that you were asked, and your grammar and your vocabulary kind of went out the door, so to speak, and it wasn't that good, right? But a few things have come up in these integrated tasks. You have some vocabulary, some grammar problems, you have some pronunciation problems. And obviously my step 2, which is pronunciation, I can help you a lot in that area, and you probably want to pay really close attention to the second part of my step 2, speak clearly. Part of my system is work really hard on the sections that talk about intonation, because that's something that they've mentioned in your score report several times, right? Obviously, I encourage you, Preetha, to take both pre-tests so you can give me a chance to do some analysis of your pronunciation of vowel and consonant sounds. I'll see if you have any problems in any of those areas that might be affecting your overall intelligibility. Now, that helps you. The step 2, my pronunciation part of my service, helps you with your delivery for your TOEFL. It helps you improve your ability to speak clearly. Now, the speaking lessons help you to develop and organize your responses, right? Now, the one thing that might help you a little bit in terms of organizing your ideas is make sure that you have a really good system of note-taking. And I've actually done some pretty good videos I've posted at our membership site, and I've asked several students some of the things they do to get really high scores on the TOEFL, and they all tell me that they develop an organized note-taking system. That's something that you want to work on too. So when you're ready, you can try some of my integrated speaking tasks and some independent speaking tasks, and I'll be happy to listen to them and give you some feedback as to how you're scoring and what you can do to get better in those areas. So anyway, thank you for sending me your score report. Looks like you're a hard worker. You've scored very high on the TOEFL every time. You're very close. You're so close to meeting your goal, with the speaking. I think it's just a matter of time, and you're going to be able to do this.